numerologist community, welcome back to another episode of the full and new moon series that I do with the lovely Kelly Fox. Hey Kelly.
Hi Rose.
So we're already into the second month of 2021, which is crazy.
I know.
I don't know about you, but I keep saying 2020. 2020 just rolls off the tongue a bit easier, doesn't it? But anyway, we're into the next month, and today we're going to be talking about the new moon in Aquarius. So tell us what this new moon has in store for us.
Oh my goodness. I'm just thinking, where do I start with this? You know what? I'm going to take baby steps. I think that's probably the better way to do it. And I also have a chart for the new moon that I hope that I can share with you.
Absolutely.
So new moons happen every calendar month, occasionally twice a month. That's a rare event. So, and it's the start of the new cycle. And so with the moon, we call the moon the fastest moving planet. We know technically it's only a satellite, I say only a satellite to Earth, but we say the sun and the moon are planets just for the sake of ease, because astrology is already really complicated. So the moon is the fastest moving planet, and it takes 28 days to complete its cycle. Now, if you compare that to Pluto, Pluto takes 28 years to complete a cycle. So we've got days versus years, just to give you some context there. So the moon takes 28 days to complete a cycle, and it starts with the new moon. That is the first major lunar phase. And so new moons are big deals because it's the start, or represents the beginning of something. So it's a time to set our intentions. It's the time to not necessarily expect results, because if we look at the moon up in the sky, we actually can't see it at this time. So that's why astrologers call it the dark moon, because we can't see the moon right now. And so the metaphor for that, for us down here on Earth, is there's something we can't see right now. So what we do is we know what we want and where we want to go. We just have to not expect the instant results. So with this new moon in Aquarius, Aquarius is the sign of the humanitarian. It's also the sign of the inventor. So we can expect to have or start getting ready for innovative solutions to problems. And so the new moon, if we put new beginnings, new starts, new things together with Aquarius, the sign of invention, it's a sign of the humanitarian. It's also anything technological or anything that's different. And I always say that, you know, Aquarius is the scientist of the zodiac. So we can come up with brilliant ideas to issues. So that's what this new moon in Aquarius is going to be all about, especially if you're an air sign, and that's Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. Now, what is involved with this new moon? It's not just sitting there with the sun and the moon alone. The new moon is connecting in with Mercury retrograde, and Mercury is planet of the mind. And Mercury retrograde means something that we've done from the past, or something that needs to be redone that we're dealing with right now. And then also Venus is in Aquarius right now. So this is all about thinking about everyone else, and actually not just thinking of ourselves and not just thinking of other people, but actually liking other people at this time. So it's like we want to love and like and help other people right now. And if we look to things, remember the Mercury retrograde, if we look to things or the way that things were done from the past, how we can incorporate them now so we can all move forward into the future. And I say we all because Jupiter is also mixed up with this new moon in Aquarius. So Rose, there is so much going on with this new moon in Aquarius. We've got Mercury retrograde, Venus, planet of love, and Jupiter, planet of hope and optimism, all coming together. But there is a but here.
There's always a but, isn't there?
I know. There's always a but. There's always some disclaimer that Mars, planet of anger, is throwing some shade at all this wonderful, gorgeous, beautiful new moon energy. You know, Mars is currently in Taurus, and Mars is a planet of action, assertion, impatience, frustration, anger, and it's in Taurus, which is Taurus is a very earthy, sensual energy. It's very grounded. It's very practical. So what you've got at odds with this new moon energy is the old versus the new. That's really the summary of it. And, we all want to move forward into the new. We all just want to get on with it. But Mars is frustrated and angry and upset at the moment. So what it's telling us is that let's not dig our heels in with this new moon energy. Let's, oh no, I forgot to screen share. Let's not dig our heels in with this new moon energy. Let's just take it down a notch and let's just take one step at a time. And we also need to remember that if we're too fixed and set and stuck in our ways, then nothing happens. We have to find that compromise. But the good thing is with a square creates a lot of friction and tension. But what comes about after we can get through, the anger and the upset of not just the square, but of Mars, as part of this square, is that the rewards will be much bigger than what we'd ever anticipated before.
Well, that's an incentive to take things a bit slower at this time, isn't it?
Yes, that's the summary. Yes.
I've got a bit of a weird question that I don't even know whether there's a real answer to this. But when I was looking at the date of the new moon, it actually falls on my husband's birthday. So it's a new moon in Aquarius for an Aquarian. Does that have any kind of significance? Will he feel it more? Do people who have birthdays on full moons or new moons, especially, in the sign, their own sign, does that have any significance?
Absolutely, it does. Yes, really huge significance. So what it means is astrologers call that a solar return when it's your birthday. And so what we do is we look at where the planets are that day, regardless of what year you were born. It's like everybody born on February 13th, we look at that day and we say, okay, so what's in store for you? A new beginnings from this birthday through the next birthday. So new beginnings are coming about. You probably can't see it right now because it's a dark moon, but new beginnings are coming about. And there's a lot of hope and optimism because remember, we've got Mercury, Venus, and Jupiter mixed up with this new moon, but don't expect to take quick steps or don't expect to dive into something. There's got to be a process that goes around it before these new beginnings come about. And that's anybody born on that day, same applies.
That's very interesting. I'm sure you'd be very, very glad to hear that.
Yes.
Excellent. Okay, great, Kelly. Well, next time we'll be talking about the full moon in Virgo at the end of the month. And hopefully it will shed a bit more light on what's to come, but I don't know, maybe it won't. We'll discuss that later.
Okay, Rose, good to see you.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel for more readings and forecasts every single week. Head to the description now for your free numerology reading and to view our latest blogs.